Back in May this year, Google revealed that it had been working with Samsung in developing a reimagined version of Wear OS for Android smartwatches. Few months later, Samsung kills off the Tizen OS and shows off the new Wear OS powered smartwatches with its Galaxy Watch 4 series. And it won't come as a surprise when I say that this year's Galaxy Watch series are some of the most exciting smartwatches in recent times. Here, Samsung has launched two variants of the Galaxy Watch 4, the regular Watch 4, which can be considered as the successor of the Watch Active 2 and has this sporty look, while the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic is the one with the beloved rotating bezel. Also, the standard Watch 4 uses an aluminum frame, whereas the Watch 4 Classic brings a more premium stainless steel frame. Similarly, the regular Watch 4 comes in a smaller 40 and 44mm cases compared to 42 and 46mm options for the Watch 4 Classic. In terms of pricing, the 40mm Bluetooth-only Galaxy Watch 4 retails for $249, whereas you will have to shell out $100 more for the 42mm Bluetooth variant of the Watch 4 Classic. There's also an LTE-ready version of these smartwatches that costs even more. Besides the price, Samsung is sticking to its roots with the design language of these smartwatches. By default, these smartwatches ship with fluoroelastomer soft silicone bands, whereas Samsung also sells sports, stainless steel, and leather straps in select markets. Oh, by the way, no matter which case size you end up getting, all of them except 20mm universal straps. Anyway, I've had no issues like skin irritation or allergy when putting on the Watch 4 and the Watch 4 Classic throughout the day. The buttons on the side also get a fresh redesign this time around. Contrary to the circular buttons on last year's Watch 3, these are wide and rectangular shaped and double as electrodes for the 3-in-1 bioactive sensor. Here, a single tap of the home button takes you to the home screen, while Samsung lets you set custom actions for double and long press actions. Likewise, the back key can be configured to go back to previous screen or list out the recently opened apps. And as you could probably already tell, the physical rotating dial on the Watch 4 Classic is easily the superior of the two. On the other hand, its digital substitute on the standard Watch 4 simply does not match the experience of the physical one, while also being finicky at times. Okay, talking about the display, Samsung lets you pick between a 1.2 or 1.4 inches Super AMOLED screen for the Watch 4 series. Even though the size option remained the same from last year's Watch 3, the company has brought a viable upgrade in terms of the display's sharpness. The Watch 4 and Watch 4 Classic enjoy different protection standards too. The Watch 4, which is flatter of the two, has a better Corning's Gorilla Glass DX Plus as opposed to the standard Gorilla Glass DX protection on the Watch 4 Classic. Both of them have 5 ATM and IP68 certification for dust and water damage though. Anyway, as expected from a Samsung-made display, everything is top-notch here. The colors look vibrant, punchy, and retain a great contrast ratio. I cannot complain about its viewing angles or brightness levels either. It also supports auto brightness adjustment, which works perfectly fine here. This OLED panel lets you turn on always on display as well. But since the raise and tap to wake actions work like a charm, I did not really bother turning on always on display. In terms of watch faces, the ones built in come in different themes, serving different visual aesthetics. Besides all this, there's a mountain of customization options. And if you're not a fan of the watch faces that come pre-installed, its Wear OS heritage means that you can download from hundreds of watch face apps on the Play Store like Facer, Moods, etc. Now, while the display and design side of things sounds fairly familiar, the performance department is where the big upgrades lie. Here, the Galaxy Watch 4 series has performed with flying colors throughout my usage. Powered by the company's in-house 5nm Exynos W920 SoC, Samsung is promising a significant performance jump compared to the Exynos 9110 powering its previous smartwatches. And because of this combination of the powerful hardware and the new operating system, compared to last year's Tizen-powered Watch 3, you will definitely notice fluidity, delivering a pretty smooth user experience on the Watch 4 series. That being said, this is by no means a lag-free smartwatch. And that's primarily because of how Samsung is insistent on implementing such heavy animations here. But thanks to the new Wear OS platform, you can scale down the animation level inside developer options, something that was sorely missing on the Tizen OS. Likewise, other personal favorite apps that I can now have on my Galaxy Watch include Google Keep and Messages. At launch, Spotify in Watch 4 series did not support online playback, but with a recent update, I can now download my playlist into the smartwatch itself. Plus, in order to make sure that previous Galaxy Watch owners don't get lost when shifting to the new platform, the Watch 4 and Watch 4 Classic get a OneUI skin on top. Swiping down gets you to access the control panel, while the left and right edges hold the notifications and the widgets. The only major visual change is that swiping up from the home screen now hosts the app launcher. As expected, the incoming notification on the Watch 4 series are actionable, and it supports Nepali and Hindi Unicode font as well as emojis. I am quite fond of the haptic feedback on the Galaxy Watch 4 series as well. The vibration feedback is strong enough to alert me of any notifications I get. As of now, Google Assistant is not available here, although Samsung says it's arriving sometime later on. So you're gonna have to make do with Samsung's Bixby for a while. Similarly, despite a supposed unified platform, some features of the Galaxy Watch 4 series are still restricted to Samsung phones. And it is straight up incompatible with iPhones and HMS-powered Huawei phones. Okay, with that out of the way, allow me to talk about the health and fitness tracking abilities of the Galaxy Watch 4 series. First thing to talk about here is the brand new feature on any other smartwatch called the body composition measurement. This is thanks to the new 3-in-1 bioactive sensor, which incorporates an optical heart rate, an electrical heart rate, and bioelectrical impedance analysis sensor. As a result, it can detect AFib irregular heartbeat, measure blood oxygen, blood pressure, and your body composition. Remember what I said about the electrodes in the buttons? Yes, the Watch 4 and Watch 4 Classic measure different metrics like body fat, skeletal muscle, body water, and basal metabolic rate using those. Typically, you would need a body composition scale to measure your body fat level. Compared to the electrodes of the Watch 4 series, such body fat scales have way larger electrodes to read your body composition via your feet. So it's only normal to be skeptical of the BIA analysis of these smartwatches. But Samsung assures that it hasn't sacrificed on the accuracy of these sensors. I tested it against the Huawei Smart Scale, and the results from the Galaxy Watch 4 series were unflattering, to put it gently. On average, the Watch 4 gave 20% higher body fat readings than the Smart Scale. On the other hand, this smartwatch measured my body water and BMR level 6% and 3% lesser compared to the body fat scale respectively. While the Huawei Smart Scale is by no means the gold standard for measuring body composition, I am inclined to trust the measurements more compared to the Watch 4 readings. Apart from this, the Watch 4 series can track everything from your sleep, women's health, blood oxygen saturation, and stress levels. You can set the watch to record heart rate and stress levels continuously or manually. But I am a little disappointed to see that continuous SpO2 monitoring is only available during sleep and not throughout the day. Compared to Apple Watch Series 6, I found that the SpO2 readings from both these smartwatches were almost identical, with about 2% deviation on average. Sleep tracking on the Galaxy Watch 4 series has been pretty accurate for the most part too. It gets my time to bed and the time I wake up almost spot on. Like last year, there's also a sleep score to help you analyze your sleep quality more easily. Yet, in a couple of instances, I noticed that the watch overcompensated the time I woke up. You see, I have a habit of using my phone for a while before I go about my morning routine, and in a couple of occasions, the Watch 4 failed to record my actual time out of bed. It even took into account the time I spent using my phone on the bed under the day's sleep detail, which was not the case with the Watch Series 6. As a result, this adds an unnatural amount of awake time to my sleep schedule, thereby messing up with the overall sleep score. But to reiterate, this wasn't a daily occurrence, and I hope Samsung fixes this issue with an update pretty soon. Besides this, the Watch 4 series can track your blood pressure and ECG levels as well, although it is limited to just 40 countries for now, excluding regions like Nepal and India. Nevertheless, these smartwatches are capable of tracking up to 95 different workout modes, including running, cycling, swimming, hiking, and more. These can even monitor your snoring habits. For this, you're required to put your smartphone to your side while it's charging throughout the night. I don't snore and thus could not test it out, but I do wish it did not require you to charge the phone overnight. Automatic workout detection works perfectly fine here. The GPS lock is fairly immediate, although I do wish the auto workout detection worked a little faster. You can view the workout details on the watch itself or in the Samsung Health app on your smartphone. All the data are presented in an easy-to-read layout, which is great. Samsung is also debuting something called Together with the Watch 4 lineup, where you can challenge your friends and family on a real-time walking exercise challenge as well. Getting to the battery side of things, Samsung says all entries in the Galaxy Watch 4 series are rated to last for up to 40 hours. Here, the smaller 40 and 42mm version ship with a 247 mAh battery, whereas the bigger 44 and 46mm cases feature a bigger 361 mAh battery instead. Throughout my usage, I've managed to net out a similar level of battery endurance from these two smartwatches with always on display turned off. On the charging front, Samsung's new gen smartwatches still disappoint. The Watch 4 lineup sticks to the same old 5-watt WPC-based Qi wireless charging that takes a little over 2 hours to go from 0 to 100%. About the call quality itself, there's little to complain about. People at the receiving end did not have any trouble hearing me, although the audio from the speaker grills comes out a bit noisy. Wrapping it all up, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 series is undeniably the best thing to happen to the world of Android smartwatches in years. Samsung's masterful hardware and elegant software design paired with Google Play Store compatibility make for a pretty amazing smartwatch experience. So if you have an Android smartphone and want the absolute best smartwatch, it simply does not get any better than the Galaxy Watch 4 and the Watch 4 Classic for now, the Watch 4 Classic mostly. So that was all for our review of Samsung's latest Galaxy Watch 4 series. We're also coming up with the review of the Galaxy Z Fold 3 and the Z Flip 3, so stay tuned to Gadget Byte. Till then, I'm Pratima and thank you so much for watching.